Comores Positif Weekly News. I am Halima Miradj, and today I'm going to be with you for our weekly interview. We have the privilege and honor to welcome our teacher, Abdourazak Bana, who is currently the headmaster of the English department at the University of Comoros. Mr. Abdourazak, welcome. We are so honored to have you among our honorable guests.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming.
Sure.
Before we get to start, we would like to hear more about your past experience.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to congratulate Mr. Anchif and all his teammates for this wonderful initiative for creating this program, because this will allow the outside world to have a different view about Comoros and know that English is also popular in Comoros. But number two, it will encourage the popularity of English in Comoros. So yeah, I studied my undergraduate studies at the University of Madagascar, the University of Antananarivo, where I get my master's degree, what they say Master 1, in 2000. And then I came back and then I taught in high schools for almost 7 years before I got a scholarship, which is called the Fulbright program, which is a very prestigious and competitive and selective programs sponsored by the US State Department to study at the University of Kansas in the United States, where I got my master's degree in American Studies. Then I came back to start teaching at the university in 2009 until now. But I got appointed as the head of the English department in 2014 when this English department came to be created.
Wow, thank you very much. Where did the idea of opening an English department come from? You just mentioned that you are appointed as the headmaster. Where did this idea come from?
Well, first of all, we wanted to give Comorian students, number one, the opportunity to learn the English language. But also, we wanted to strengthen, empower, and enhance the teaching of the English language in Comoros. So we wanted to give Comorian students the opportunities to learn the first international language that will pave the way to different opportunities in, job opportunities, but also educational opportunities. Yeah.
That's great. So you mentioned the fact of empowering students in learning and discovering this amazing new language. So what are some of the requirements of a student to enroll at the English department?
Okay, the English department, what we need a quality education, not a quantity education. So we need very good product at the English department. So first of all, you have to have at least 10 at the baccalaureate exam, on the English exam. And then all sections. And then you will have to take an entrance examination. And if you pass that entrance examination, then you will be allowed to enroll at the English department of the University of Comoros. So that is those are the requirements that we want all students who are determined to come to the English department to go through.
So if I understand, if you have under 10, you can't access to...
You have to have at least 10 before you take the entrance examination, because this English department will focus mainly on English. We want to study something else, no French, no Arabic, but we focus on English literature, American civilization, British civilization, grammar, phonetics, phonology. So we will be focusing on English itself. Not so many French and not so many Arabic or other languages. So we want our students to be able to perform, to teach even English after they finish their studies, to be able to communicate without problems with native speakers. I mean, people who speak English as a native language. So we want our students to be able to communicate without any problem with anyone who speaks English.
Thank you very much for that clarification. So we know that there is the Applied Foreign Language Program, which is quite similar to the English department. Can you tell us the difference between the two programs? Because, you know, some students are getting confused, like, yeah, so what is the difference between the two programs?
Well, first of all, the Applied Foreign Languages, students are studying a variety of subjects, including economics, science computer, accounting, you know, law, and also other languages such as French, Arabic, and English. However, for the English department, we mainly focus on English as the language itself. So we look at the grammatical points of the language. We look at also the literary aspect, the different history of the languages. Like, we have American civilization, we study also British civilization, we study American literature, we study British literature. So we mainly focus on the language and the history surrounding the language. So we don't learn about, let's say, economy or laws or accounting. No, we mainly focus on the language itself because, again, objective number one is to make sure that our students, when they leave the university, first of all, they'll be able to speak. Because one of the problems that the Applied Foreign Languages we had is that the students, when they finish the 3-year program, they can't speak English. So we make sure that our students, number one, they can be able to communicate, to speak English without having problems. So we create any kind of situation that will allow them to feel free to practice the language. We freely being able to speak the language fluently, and then also being able to write the language and be able also to have a variety of vocabulary as we gave them many readings, many books to read, and many assignments to write.
Thank you very much. Before we move, we would like to know what are some of the challenges you are facing as the headmaster of the program and the program itself? Okay,
well, first of all, I'd like to thank the University of Comoros for creating the English department. But we have to mention something very important. The English department was created in 2014 by the University of Comoros, of course, but also in partnership with the U.S. Embassy. The United States Embassy in Moroni and Antananarivo have helped us in bringing us teachers from the U.S., so we say English language fellows, but also Peace Corps also has tremendously helped the department by bringing Peace Corps response volunteers to the department. The U.S. Embassy also has donated many books. So one thing you have to know, if you come to the English department, you have all the books you need. So every student has a book to work during the semester. So we have the resources. We have material resources, but also we have human resources because the U.S. Embassy helps us by giving us teachers. So this is something very important to know, that the English department, we are very lucky since you have the materials, but also we have we have the human resources. I mean, the teachers who are sent by the U.S. Embassy.
So it's quite going well, and you're not facing a lot of challenges.
Yeah, we are still facing challenges. Number one, there is a space problem because the University of Comoros, I mean the English department of the University of Comoros, our classes, we are having our classes at Ifere, and we have 2 rooms for 4 classes, so there is a space problem. So we hope that in the near future, the University of Comoros will give us the opportunities to have more space for our students, because more and more students today are interested in coming to study at the English department because they see the power, the opportunities that they can get if they speak the first international language.
Thank you very much. We have seen that, as you mentioned, people are being interested in joining the English department. What measure have you been taking in terms of this situation that we are living now, the pandemic situation? What measure and how have you handled that?
Well, this is a world crisis. We can't avoid it, but life has to go on, of course. So, students use, face masks, and we make sure that we respect the social distancing. But they have to study. They have to study and pass their exams. So there is no way to escape it. But we hope that so far so good. We didn't have any problem, and we're preparing to finish the second semester of the academic year, so that it can be ready in November to start the new academic year.
Inshallah.
Yes.
Okay, dear viewer, now let's take a short break and go to the English department and experience the amazing work that our teacher is doing at IFERE. Welcome back. I hope you have enjoyed the amazing work that we have been observing in our teacher's class. Thank you, teacher. That was amazing.
Sure.
I should be in your class one day. Let's talk about the university in general. What has been changed? Do you see any improvement? What can be done?
Well, the challenges the English department are facing is almost what the university as a whole is coping with. So there is a space problem. So even people who study at the university in Voni, which is another campus of the university, probably the largest number of the students is located in Voni, but still a space problem. But also we lack human resources. They also face more problems about the material resources, because there is a library in Voni, but it is not really enough. It doesn't have enough materials for the students who are in Voni. But number 2, we need technology. As you know that in today's world, education goes together with technology. So what we need is to make sure that every student with his smartphone or his laptop can get access to the internet by having a wireless connection wherever he goes when he's on campus. So that me as a professor, when I am talking, when I have my lesson, but I can email this lesson, or when I go to class, I can ask the student that, okay, you give me your email addresses, and then I can give you the lesson, and then instead of writing on the board or giving you maybe hundreds of books to read, because you don't have the capacity to have the book. But if you have the course in your smartphone, because you get access to the wireless connection on campus, that's something that really can really help the students. So space problem, new technology, this is what we need today. Because without new technologies, without today's technology, we can't really move forward. Yeah, the students have to be able to follow online courses. Let's say the teacher can't go to class today, but if he's in his apartment, and if the students are still in class, but having access to the internet, I can still teach my students without having a problem. I don't have to go to Voni. If they have access to the internet, then I have access to internet. Me as a professor, we can exchange, we can talk. One example I can tell you: when I was doing my MA at the University of Kansas, there is a program called Blackboard. That program means that the teacher will go on a specific website for our class, and then he will upload a content of a book, and then we'll begin discussion before we go to the class. But because everybody has a laptop, everybody has a smartphone, we begin the discussion of that seminar course before we go actually to the class. I'm not asking the government to do that, but probably that will take some time. But at least if you can have access to internet to every campus of the University of Comoros, that will make a huge difference.
I totally agree with you, and especially with this worldwide crisis that people are facing now, exactly. That we don't know that this is gonna end. We really need that to work to use technology.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
Thank you for that beautiful and well-expressed view. So my question now is, I'm just a little bit concerned to know, how is the English department viewed by the administration of the University of Comoros in large?
Well, the University of Comoros still still consider that the English department is very important. Why? Because we can't ignore the first international language. So there is no way to escape it. But as I have told you, is that we're having many challenges, and one of those challenges is a space problem. But I think the university authorities think that the English department is doing a great job, because the English department is among the departments that have brilliant and clever and very smart students. Our students get very good marks. And whenever the U.S. Embassy, of course, sends Peace Corps response volunteers, he is very welcomed by the university officials, because they know how important this department is. So we're still working together with the central administration of the university to have what I have told you, to have our own space, okay, and also having enough human resources, because we don't have enough Comorian English teacher at the English department. So that's why we still need the help of Peace Corps response volunteers, but also from English language fellows, and who are always sent by the U.S. Embassy. So there's no way to escape it. It is a very good program. It is making a huge difference. And one of the goals of the English department was to be able to make sure that our students, when they leave the university, they can teach. And there are some of our students, like the first class of 2018, some of them are already civil servants, teaching English in many high schools and also in many secondary schools. And that was one of the objectives, so that people who take over, be able to teach English. So, we hope that they will continue their efforts, and together we hope to make a difference.
Sure. how do you see the English department in 5 years, and how do you see yourself in 5 years as the the headmaster of the English department?
Well, in 5 years we hope to have a master's program, because now what we are giving is a bachelor's program. So we hope to have a master's program, and we hope to have more qualified English teachers will come, Comorians teachers will come to teach at the English department. We hope to have our own space, and we hope to have more Comorian students coming to learn, English. So, we're just staying positive that, this program, is making a change, and, people are becoming, more people in this country are becoming, more and more interested in learning the English language. And part of the reason, I think, is because of the English department. So we hope to have, a very big English department with master's programs, different master programs, but also more qualified Comorian teachers. And we hope that the outstanding help that the U.S. Embassy is doing will continue to do so, so that this department will continue to shine like a star.
And maybe we can have a foreign student coming to our English department.
Why not?
Just like as we go to Madagascar.
Of course, because dreams come true.
Exactly. Okay, before we finish our interview, we'd like you to give us any advice, anything that we forgot to mention that you would like to highlight before we close our...
Well, I just want to tell those who have just passed the baccalaureate, those who are, they have just graduated from high school, that, hey, come to the English department. That's the right place to be. Number one reason is that this is the first international language. So there is no way that you will not find a job, because English is the language of opportunities. All professional fields today are dominated English. Probably in 2 years or 3 years in this country, if you need a job, if you go to the job interview, the first question is going to be, do you speak English? So if you need to get a job in 5 years, come to the English department to study. Because remember that English is powerful, and there is no real success without English. I bet.
Thank you very much. I'm going to come. Thank you very much for following us and watching us. We were really honored to have Mr. Said Abdourazak in our Comores Positif. And as you heard, please, English is powerful. Join us. Let's all go learn English. If you have 10 in the baccalaureate, of course, right?
At least.
Did I get that? Yes. Thank you, and we're going to see each other next time. Thank you for following us. Thank you, Mr. Abdourazak.
Thank you again,
teacher.
It's all my pleasure.
We hope to see you another day.
Sure, I'll be very glad to come back.
Thank you. Yeah.